Hey, my inky crafty friends, it is Haley Dyer, the Inky Scrapper, coming to you live Thursday, January 8th. It is 7:29, so I'm going to wait a minute or two to get started. So if you're hopping on at any point, please say hi. I would appreciate it if you're watching on replay. Of course, use that hashtag replay. I have kind of an oldie but goodie card style to make for you tonight, and I was in the process of finishing up making another card, so I may save that one for another night. Again, it is Thursday, January 8th, 7:30 p.m., and so it's time to get a little inky. Tonight I'm going to be making an angled double gatefold card. I'm going to put that in the comments because I'm going to keep messing that up. Angled double gatefold card. And it's actually a pretty simple one to make. And I hope that you'll give it a try. And if you do, I would love to see what you make. You can pop it in the comments. So let's get started. I'm going to go over the materials that I have. How many of you have looked through the new January online exclusives and or the new mini catalog? And if so, I would love to know what's caught your fancy so far. This is a sheet of lovely and beautiful DSP. This is what we're going to be using to make our card tonight. It's got petal pink on the back. It's a beautiful pattern. And this piece measures 12 inches by 5 1/4. I'm doing this to keep it simple. And when we get done, I may decide to mount it onto a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of cardstock. The DSP is definitely paper and not cardstock. So we'll see, because I'm also going to put this panel of cardstock in the center of my card to have a place to write and whatnot. So you are going to need a scoring blade. I am absolutely loving my brand new Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. The arm extends out. It catches just a little right there. It keeps it shut, and then there we go. The arm extends out to 17 inches and 43.5 centimeters. The other thing I wanted to show you is that there is a film that comes on it when you get it, and you need to peel that film off. I've already pulled it off of this part and that part, but I meant to show that the other night. So that's trash. You have a light colored scoring blade and a darker cutting blade. They go all the way to the end of the cutting rail. Let me, move that up a little bit so that you can see that better. And I love that they can both stay on the track at the same time. You do have to be careful and make sure that you don't slice when you meant to just score. So we're going to get started. We're going to start by scoring. So I want to make sure this is laying flat. I like to work at the top. I know some of you work the other way, but this is how I like to work. And like I said, this piece is 4 inches wide. So we're going to score at 2. I'm just going to do it as I go. So, or 10, depending on, I'm going to scoot it over 2 inches. I'm not worried right now about mountain folds and valley folds. That does, although I probably should be. Let's think on that a little bit. Yep. We'll go ahead and do 2 inches here. I'm going to turn it completely over and do 2 inches over here. I'm just giving it a nice score. Because it's DSP, I'm not too worried about I don't need to go back and forth and back and forth. I could tear it. Then I'm going to turn it over and look at the pink side. I'm going to put this one at 8 inches. Score. And at 4 inches. I could have turned it again and done 8 inches either way. So those are really easy numbers to remember. 2, 4, 8, 10, or 2, 4, 8, 10, whichever you like. And just doing this will give me a double gatefold. We've probably all made those before, so I'm going to go ahead and fold this mountain, valley, valley, mountain. So this is a double gatefold, just like that. But we're going to give it some pizzazz and make it an angled double gatefold. And to do that, I've got to get my pencil to make a little mark. I'm going to want to make a mark at 4 inches on each side. There we go. Just a little light pencil mark at 4 inches on each side. I can probably do both. Yep, right here. And if that ends up being, I could erase that if I need to. Now, the next step is to cut from that 4 inches to that 4-inch score line. Now, I'm going to lay that here in the track. Sorry if you're seeing the top of my head. I want that to snap down. That one's a little bit harder to see. There we go. I think that's, I'm going to pull this up just a little. All right, and slice. And the same thing on this side, from the fold to that 4-inch mark. Close, close, there we go. And slice. That one's off just a little bit. So I'm going to just take my eraser. This is not the best eraser. Get rid of that mark. Get rid of this is. I need a better eraser. Okay. Now, I could go ahead and fold my card up just like this. And that's beautiful. Remember, this piece is going to go on the inside. That is a little bit too wide. I forgot to cut that down. So this should be 3 1/4 by 5. I think I did 4 by 5. Let's see. Is it 5? Yeah, 5. And it should have been 3 1/4, not 4 inches wide. Because I like that little border. Let me get back to my live video. Hi, Dolly. I'm glad you're here watching. I will appreciate your opinion in just, well, anytime, but especially in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that panel to the inside. Just do a couple of stripes of adhesive. I don't like that I didn't catch that side very well. So there we go. It's a shame to cover up this pretty paper, but I need a place to write in. Okay, that's much better. Okay, so I have some choices. I can leave it like this. So that's choice 1. Or I can take these pieces, turn them over, fold them the other way, and adhere them across the bottom. So I'm going to just make a sample of that. So it would look like this. It's not glued down, of course. Let me close one side at a time to hold it in place. Or I can do this version, and that's very much that doubled angle. I'm going to probably need to trim that one just a little bit. So which do you prefer? This is choice B. They're both really pretty. I think for me, because I didn't practice this ahead of time, I maybe should have folded them the other way. Let's try it. I can always, let's try it. If I do it the other way, that's the nice thing that the paper is so forgiving. So I guess this is choice 3 and choice 4. I really love the gold foil paper. And I didn't think about doing it the other way, that it would cover up so much of that. Ooh. I don't know. What do you think? Hi, Judy. Glad you could join me. So this is choice 4. Should I go back through them? I think I will. If you end up watching on replay, you can fast forward through this part. So we have choice 1, choice 2. Got to tuck those in. Nothing's glued down except that white panel, and I'm not worried about that if we change it. So that's choice 2. I love this pretty and pink DSP, but you don't see as much of that gold foil paper, and I do really love that gold foil paper. So that's choice 2. Let me flip it over. If we go with 3 or 4, I will put that white panel, well, not that one because I already glued it down, but another white panel right here. So this is choice 3. I don't think I have a white panel handy. That's fine though. This is choice 3. And let's tuck in the gold foil for choice 4. So you gotta let me know, which one do you like best on this angled double gatefold? Choice 4. Sorry, it's a little crooked. I'll straighten it up though. All right, I'm gonna give you a second. Which one do you like best? I think I know what my favorite is. Oh, I was hoping to get some comments while we were live on which one you like best. Well, while you're thinking. Okay, so Judy votes number 1. All right, thanks Judy for voting. I got some of these Simply Beautiful dies. I went ahead and put this one together. This is Calypso Coral 2-tone cardstock, so you can see both sides. And I'm going to go ahead and put together the little one. I've got the pieces here. Here's my little flower base. And then I'm going to do the lighter. I think I like it better this way. The lighter and then the darker over the top. So for these, I like my liquid glue. And so I'm just going to do a little in the center of each. It doesn't take a lot. And I don't want the edges really to be smushed down. I think I like the dimension. So let's see. This cut right here reminds me of a pansy. It kind of has that lion face. Do y'all see that? Any other flower lovers watching? Okay, and then I use Darling Duckling for the little center. All right, so that's ready to go. All right, Judy voted number 1. We're going to go with number 1, which means we're not going to use these scraps on this project. But don't you love all the pattern from that? So I'm going to turn it back over and fold it again. You can make a belly band or a piece of cardstock to go all the way around that slides up and down. I'm not going to on this one just because I don't want to. Look how beautiful when it opens up. There is not a wrong choice. I'm thinking I'm going to use both flowers, but honestly, that one may be a little too big. I don't know, what if I move it up here? Because my thoughts were to do something like this. No, I can't have the big one on the top. And y'all, when I create, I just kind of lay things out and roll with them. And actually though, this big one is such a gorgeous focal point. I don't think it's the right one for this card. So I'll come back later with a card design using this one. But I think I'm going to go with just this one. And the happy birthday. I think I'm going to tuck it behind here. Does it go? That's maybe a little bit too much for this, too long for this card. You know what I can do though? That's easy to fix. It means we won't see that pretty scalloped edge, but that's all right. I'm just gonna trim that off and then dovetail it with a snip. 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 There we go. And that way that'll tuck behind here and fit across the front of my card. Yep, that's going to be really nice. I'm not going to glue it down on this side at all. So actually I'm going to close that back up again. I'm going to grab that liquid glue, because another thing I like about the liquid glue, actually before I use it though, it gives me the flexibility to move things around if I don't like where they ended up. So let's see. Both leaves may be a little much for this card. So, yeah, this one, if I use this one, I can only have a little bit of it peek out because I don't want it to go too far off the edge of my card. If I do that, I need to tuck that one under also. That's really pretty, if I do say so myself. What do y'all think? All right. I'm going to turn everything over, do a couple dots of glue to hold these in place. What's your favorite adhesive? It's hard for me to have a favorite because I use so many of them. I think each one has a really great purpose. So let me see if I can, whew, about messed that up. Gonna let that go off a little because I know that I made this smaller. It's a 4 by 5 1/4, so I can put a cardstock backing on there. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to or not, but I just know that I can do that. Oops. That time I didn't want it to. That's going to be a problem. Let me scoot that down so it doesn't overlap. I just think that's going to make it hard for the recipient. All right, happy birthday. Across there. I'm going to open that up just to get that out of the way. Add on, ooh, see, another reason it's great to have the liquid glue, to move that over just a little bit. Angle that up just a little bit. Hold everything down for a few seconds. And then close that up like that. And let's finish it off with a few gems. I know I saw them. I know I had them handy. Does anybody else lose stuff on their desks? I do all the time. Like literally, I saw those gems. Okay, give me a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. There they are. I just laid a little notepad on top. So these are the pearlized faceted circles that coordinate so beautifully with this. I also love some gold embellishments with this. I think we'll do a few. A little one. I don't know. I don't think I like it exactly on that fold. Oops. Or along that same angle. That's why it's sticking to me. Anybody else have that problem? One. I think we'll go over here and do a 2, 3. All right, there we go. If I decide to mount it on a cardstock base, I'll play around with that off camera, but I will post a picture of this, and I will be sending instructions to those of you, my loyal customers and friends. Appreciate y'all so much. So don't forget about the January product of the month, the Fabulous Sayings stamp set. It's a $5 add-on with a $75 minimum order. We also have bonus days going on right now, which means that for every $50 you spend, you'll get a $5 coupon emailed to you that you can use next month. And Sunday is my card making and scrapbooking class at 2 o'clock. So please RSVP for that. It's going to be a great class. We're going to be playing around with this lovely and beauty lovely and beautiful DSP, Simply Beautiful dies, some other things from my collection, and possibly some Hobby Haven. I made this little card this afternoon. Did you know that Saturday, January 10th is National Houseplant Appreciation Day? So I have a greenish thumb and I love my little houseplants and thought this would be fun to make a little card. And since this paper is so pretty, I kept it really simple. There was a die cut that actually matches, this little pre-printed die cut actually matches the pattern paper right there, so I popped it up. And so added a little pecan pie distressing and a little twine. The Just a Note came from the Beautiful Galleries, no, Beautiful Motifs stamp set, that's what it's called. Anyway, a little fun card I made to share. Tonight I've got more fun coming, so remember I am live every Thursday at 7:30 with some kind of tip, trick, something fun that, or at least I hope it's fun to watch, and hopefully you learn a little something. And some lucky person, I will go ahead and say a lucky lady since it's so floral, will be receiving this happy birthday card. Make sure that I have your snail mail and your birthday and month if you'd like a birthday card from me during your birth month, because I would love to send you one, but I can't do it without that information. No strings attached, just a sweet gift, because I think birthdays are fun. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. If you cannot come Sunday but would like a card kit, let me know. I could have those available. I don't yet, but I will if I need to. Oh gosh, about dropped my paper trimmer. And again, love this Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer with the scoring blade. So thanks again, everybody. I appreciate you watching, and let me know if you have any questions or if I can help in any way. And I hope that you get inky soon. Take care. Bye.